Good morning. My name is LaPrecious Coleman, and I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. My educational background is that I have graduated from high school. I have a certification in customer service, and I'm currently studying to become a medical interpreter. My experience with working with kids is that 2 years ago, I taught children's church to elementary school kids for 6 months, and I'm currently a teacher's assistant at a middle school where I tutor and teach kids in an after school program associated with the YMCA titled Unidos. The children's story that I'm about to currently read is called Frida Kahlo, and it is a children's version of a biography about the famous Mexican artist Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo, and it's by Margaret Freed, and it was illustrated by Tommy DePaola. From the desk of Miss Brandt. Dear class, our unit on famous artists is almost over. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. I am excited to read your reports. Here are some questions that you may want to think about. Why did you pick your artist? If you could ask your artist 3 questions, what would they be? Did you learn anything that really surprised you? Good luck and have fun, Miss Brandt. This book is pretty much a class project that an elementary school student did about their favorite artist, who was Frida Kahlo, and she decided to turn it into a book. My name is Frida. It's not an ordinary name, and when I found out that there was an artist named Frida, I picked her for my report. Her full name is Frida Kahlo. She spells her name with an I. I use an IE. I love to dress up. So did Frida. I know this because all of the pictures she painted of herself. She always wore fancy clothes with long skirts. I'll tell you why later. The painting on the opposite page is one of her fanciest pictures. She even painted a tiny picture of her husband right on her forehead. Weird. It says down below the picture this costume was one of Frida's favorites. And this is a picture of Frida, the girl who's telling the story. It says Kahlo rhymes with follow, and this is me dressing up like Frida. Frida never smiled in her paintings. I read that it was because she had bad teeth. She liked to paint her eyebrows to look like the wings of a bird. This is another picture of Frida Kahlo, and over here it says weird necklace. Frida Kahlo is from Mexico. She is Mexico's most famous woman artist. The paintings she did of herself are called self-portraits. She put bright colored ribbons and flowers through her thick black braids. She wore earrings and necklaces made of jade and silver. She wore tons of rings on her fingers. And this is an illustration of Frida Kahlo decorating herself. This is Frida's family tree. Frida was born in Mexico on July 6, 1907. Her mother was from Mexico. Her father came from Germany. He was a photographer. She had 3 sisters, but she was her father's favorite. He said, "She's the most like me." I think that when Frida grew up, she looked a lot like her grandma on her father's side. She's at the top right of the picture. The family lived in a small town near Mexico City. They called their house the Casa Azul, that's Spanish for blue house. Frida painted herself as a little girl standing in the courtyard of the blue house. She uses a red ribbon to tie herself to her family. This is my family tree. People say that I look like Grandpa Pierre, only I don't have a beard. And this is her version of her family tree. When Frida was 6, she got very sick. She had a disease called polio. She couldn't walk and she had to stay in bed for almost a year. She was by herself a lot. She made up a pretend friend. The friend didn't speak, but she laughed and danced, and Frida told her all her secrets. When Frida was better, her right leg was very thin. Her father made her ride a bicycle and swim, but her leg was still thin. At school, kids teased her. They called her Frida Pato a Palo, Frida Peg Leg. Frida wore long skirts to hide her leg. And that's the end of the story. I really hope you all enjoyed my video, and I would really like this position with teaching children in China because I love working with people from other cultures. I love learning different languages, and I think this would be a really great opportunity for me to teach people another culture, to teach people my language, but to also learn something new as well. Thank you. Have a good day.